To me, Global Reach Out is inspiring.
It's connecting with God, reaching out to the world, and impacting life.
The stories that shared is so personal and it deeply impacted me.
Global Reach Out to me is reach out to the truth.
Connecting hearts, connecting lives. You're listening to Global Reach Out.
Hello friends, a very warm welcome to Global Reach Out. And thank you for staying with us on this series called Candle in the Dark.
Hello friends, a very warm welcome back to Global Reach Out again. I am Naiviti, 58 years of age. I come from Northeast India and have served in South Sudan and Myanmar until God called me back to serve in my homeland. I am blessed with a God-fearing and loving wife. Our 3 children accompany us on our missionary journeys. My parents were poor and illiterate, but God-fearing and prayerful. Their example and Christian beliefs provided the foundation for my own faith in God as a child. My blossoming faith eventually developed into a desire to serve God in the mission field. This desire that took root in my childhood took a firm grip in my adulthood. I grew up with 2 brothers and 2 sisters. My parents struggled to put them through school, but finances were so tight that eventually they were unable to continue with their schooling. So it was nothing short of a miracle that I could make it all the way to university. But that privilege came with a responsibility. I felt the burden to support my family financially after graduation. But that desire to serve God in a mission field tugged relentlessly at my heart. For 2 years, I struggled between seeking a job to support my family and doing part-time Christian ministry and serving God full-time. I had no peace in my heart. I prayed for God's direction and finally felt my calling confirmed by Jesus' words, "No one can serve 2 masters," in Matthew 6 verse 24. In November 1982, I told my parents about my desire to study theology and serve God in full-time ministry. My mother told me that she had often prayed, "Lord, you have chosen this child from my womb to serve you. May my son hear your voice." How can he serve you if he does not hear your voice? Soon, my parents gave their blessing. I felt peace and joy in my heart. In the years I served in the mission field, my mother's prayer would be the constant reminder to me of my calling and to fully depend on Him and follow His ways. God led me to places I have never even dreamt of. It only exemplifies how seeking the Lord's guidance in all things is paramount. I was led to serve God in South Sudan in my first year as a missionary. One day, I felt sick with malaria and stomach flu. For days, I felt drained of all energy and strength. I also experienced a strange hollowness or void in my heart, my spirit, and my body. I thought to myself that perhaps I was dying. I heard that people on the brink of death sometimes had this strange feeling. My thoughts drifted to where I might be buried, but God had other plans for me. In April 2011, while transiting at Nairobi airport on my flight home, I suddenly felt my heart bursting with joy upon seeing the blazing morning sun. It was as if it had been a long time since I last saw one. I knew then I was miraculously healed. I also suddenly realized that South Sudan was shrouded in darkness, and the few missionaries serving there were like bright shining stars. I can see dawn breaking for the Africans one day. God led me next to the Naga area in Myanmar. We served there for 9 years. Villagers in the Naga region endure extreme hardships and sufferings. They also live in constant fear of military skirmishes. On several occasions, I was caught in the crossfires. Each time, God protected me from harm. Facing such life-threatening situation, I could have sought greener pasture for my family. But I had committed my life to God and was prepared to die any day. The local people started noticing this and began talking among themselves. He loves us and stays with us because he is a missionary of God. In spite of the dangers, I was not consumed with fear. I was instead a testimony of the living God. I felt like a living burning bush, with God speaking to people in and through my life. I'm thankful to be able to partner SIM in working together with churches to fulfill God's mission locally and globally. Through SIM, many churches in Northeast India are learning the importance of partnership in missions, member care, lifelong learning, thriving, and bearing lasting fruits. It is a joy to see churches sending workers in the field, and we rejoice too that God's hand is at work in and through the lives of missionaries.
No More Sport. Nokdang hails from Northeast India and has been in the mission field for 16 years. He's currently teaching English at a university in Thailand. He's 54 and married to a Mongla. My wife and I taught English to a class of MBA students at a university in Thailand. It allows us to not only reach out to the young professionals and intellectuals, but also engage with the university staff and professors. We were often presented with the opportunities for testifying to God's power. I recalled one incident where God demonstrated his healing power. On one clear sunny afternoon, we received news that the associate professor of our faculty was rushed to the hospital. We immediately set off for the hospital to visit her. On the way, we managed to get her on the phone to check on her condition. She explained that she had suddenly fainted the previous day and landed on the floor. The doctor did a CT scan of her brain and found a spot there. When we reached her hospital room, she was preparing for MRI. We asked if we could pray for her. She willingly accepted our offer of prayer. She put her palms together in the typical Thai Buddhist fashion whenever they pray to Buddha. It is called the Y posture. We laid our hands on her and prayed for complete healing of the spot in the name of Jesus, bearing in mind Jeremiah 17 verse 14, which says, "Heal me, Lord, and I shall be healed. Save me, and I shall be saved, for you are the one I praise." We left her as she was wheeled to the MRI room for further examination. We were informed the following day that the doctor could not find a spot in the brain at all. When he had a chance to talk to her later, she expressed that she experienced healing as we laid our hands on her and prayed. We said we simply asked Jesus to heal her. It was Jesus who had removed the spot on the brain. We wanted her to know that there was nothing that is beyond God's ability, that a miraculous healing stemmed from his power. There is no way the human mind could unscramble the divine puzzle. She responded, "I like your teaching, and I'm interested to know more about it." The Bible tells us, "For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it is written, He catches the wise in their own craftiness. And again, the Lord knows the thoughts of the wise, that they are futile." 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 19 to 20. We've now moved to another city. The last we heard, the associate professor was doing well. We do, however, keep in touch with her on social media. We offered our prayers, share with her Bible verses and Christian songs. This is not the end of our ministry with her. It's only the beginning of a journey we will take together.
We will close here today. Please stay tuned with Global Reach Out, and let's meet again next week. Have a great week ahead. Goodbye.
The program is proudly presented by Global Reach Out. We welcome you to share our live enriching webcasts with family and friends through our website, global-reachout.org. Let's reach out to bless more lives together.